What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Wallet Monkey channel, where we give you all the credit intel you need to grow your wallet. Today, we are gonna finally cover the tier 1 accounts that you need to build and establish business credit. Now, we've got 13 accounts to show you. Yes, 13 accounts. I think this is probably the biggest list that exists right now for tier 1 accounts. There's a lot of duplicates. There's a lot of stuff to cover. I'm gonna try and do this as quick as possible, but the best thing I would suggest is maybe even download this video, bookmark it, join a Discord so that you can obviously have these resources, but continue this conversation. So let's get some things out of the way. I don't know who originally kind of made, tier 1, tier 2, kind of accounts and levels, but we all kind of seem to operate that way. And whether you might disagree what fits into which level, tier 1 across the boards is pretty much agreed upon. That is starter accounts that offer net 30s fairly quickly, if not right out of the gates, have very low requirements in terms of what you need as a business, usually just EIN within business with 30 days, sometimes a DUNS number, et cetera, and they will start to report that data. So what we need to look at here and really formulate at tier 1 is we need to cover all of, or as many of, the major credit bureaus as we possibly can. Now, don't go just using a bunch of stuff that just reports to DMB or Experian or Equifax. We want to cover a range of those reporting agencies and bureaus so that we start to get a dynamic profile. If we don't do this and you just go out and get a bunch of stuff that's reporting to DMB, that doesn't really do you any good. Now, even though these all these net 30 and vendor accounts report to DMB, I don't know of a single actual financial institution, bank, that bases their business loans off of a Dun & Bradstreet score, a Paydex score. I don't know of any. While it's great to have that, that's not what's going to drive what you actually want. What you want is business credit cards. So don't get so wrapped up in this level that we lose sight of what we're actually building towards. Also, keep in mind, I got to get all these caveats out of the way. I hope you don't mind. Also, remember that you could just go with a brand new business and get into some banking institutions right now with a credit card. Some will pull personal credit, some won't. You could actually get that done now, right? Like Bank of America and Amex are two big ones that with very little, they will pull personal, right, for it. So you're PG, but they will give you somewhere between $3,000 to $8,000 right out of the gates with a brand new LLC. I've done it. I've literally done it with both. Amex is usually $3,000 to $5,000. Bank of America, you can get upwards of $8,000, sometimes as low as $3,000 to get brand new business credit with a brand new business, right? So anyways, now that those caveats are out of the way, right? Because none of this is set in stone. None of this is like some science, yeah? And so, yeah, let's get back into it. Something to keep in mind with all these that we're gonna cover. Some of them right out of the gates will offer you a net 30. We're gonna also talk about some old school ones like Quill. Quill sometimes will not, and so they require you to make a couple purchases before they start offering you net 30. Similar with some of the other businesses that we're gonna cover, the vendors that we're gonna cover. So you've got a couple different options. So you could speed up this process and front end load it because you got all your money sitting there. You want to get these vendors knocked out, right? So you could just keep purchasing something every 24 to 48 hours to get them and try bill me later option. Nope, doesn't work. Okay, pay it up front. Okay, 24 to 48 hours later, go back again, order something else, try the bill me later option on checkout and keep doing that until it works, right? So that's an option that you've got. Nav is a credit monitoring service, by far one of the easiest to get. You have to get either their business boost plan or the business loan builder for it to actually report. It's just a great place for a lot of resources as well. It reports to DMB, Experian, and Equifax. And like I said, it's pretty easy to get. So we're gonna move fast through these because I've got 13 to cover, remember. Next, we've got Crown Office Supplies. What do you think they offer? Office supplies, as you can see. So some requirements here. First off, there's an annual fee of $99. You have to be a US-based business. No negative marks on your business profiles. Limits are $800 to $5,000, and it reports to Equifax, Credit Safe, SBFE, LexisNexis, and NACM. So huge list that reports to. So this compared to Quill, maybe this is a better option for you, right? Next, Shirtsy. So shirtsy.com. This one is print on demand. So print on demand clothing. You can see different styles and different stuff. Like, look, you got keychains, coffee mugs, etc. This is basically like Teespring, but they offer a wide spectrum. I mean, you get shoes, backpacks. I think you could find some stuff in here that you like, that you could print some, some business logos on, etc., and get this up and running. So this has an annual fee of $99 as well. You must be in business for 90 days. Again, no negative marks on your business profile. EIN is required, and they report to Experian, Equifax, CreditSafe, SBFE, and Sonia. I misspelled it on my list, and NACM. Okay. Next, we've got Wise Business Plans. So I'm gonna talk about this one a little bit longer, but let's cover the basics here. Annual fee of $99. Have to be in business for 30 days. Reports to Dun & Brad, Experian, Equifax, CreditSafe. Now, here's the caveat to this in a kind of tangent, is I was literally just watching a video the other day where this guy who's making over $1 million a month selling like sneakers and streetwear, basically like very small batches of streetwear, has a physical location. But when he started out, he said that he went to a regular bank and got business funding. And the reason why is because he had like a 70 or 100 page pitch deck that was and business plan that was so good that the bank literally told him that this is the best business plan they'd ever seen. So, do business plans work? Absolutely. They work for if you want to go to a bank and get funding, if you want to try and crowdsource and get funding online, if you want to like go to VCs and try and pitch them. It does make sense to have a business plan. Again, if you're building a business like that. If you're just trying to set up some sort of LLC and it's kind of like some little side hustle thing, and you're trying to build vendor accounts and get some bigger credit cards and blah blah blah, like maybe that doesn't fit with what you're doing. But I will say that if you need something serious done, then this would be a great place to go to get that done, because while getting that, you're also having it report to quite a few of the bureaus. Just look at what we've covered now from the top with NAV. I wouldn't even say NAV is that good. Crown, Shirtsy, Wise, boom, right there. We've got we've literally got every single bureau covered in those three right there. Okay, let's continue. So getting a little bit repetitive now, right? We got more office supplies. So this one's called Summa Office Supplies. Not much data I got on this. Pretty hard to find on the site too. They report to Experian, Equifax, and after 6 months, D&B. But I'm going to show you a trick that you can report your own trade lines to D&B at the end. It's going to be one of the last ones I cover. And you can also get a credit limit increase, or whatever you want to call it in terms of vendor accounts after 6 months. Same kind of stuff that you got going on with Quill, with all these others. Pretty thin site, and straightforward. Yeah. Next, we've got Business T-Shirt Club. It's literally called businesst-shirtclub.com. And what they do is wholesale for you. And again, they've got, this seems to be more like run by marketers versus Shirtsy, just like very easy to understand, very much like a Teespring. This one is a little bit different than that. So yeah, they offer net 30, just like the rest of them. And you can get limits up to $5,000, and who they report to is probably what's most important. Is we've got CreditSafe, Equifax, Experian, Cortera, which we haven't heard them yet. They report to NAV and Sonia. So a lot covered in this one too. So again, maybe you could split up the order between Shirtsy and Business T-Shirt Club and blah blah blah. Right? Make that work for you. Okay, next is we have the CEO Creative, which this is kind of like a hybrid. You've got office supplies, apparel, websites, all kinds of stuff. Net 30. You see here, if you try and leave the site, you can get 10% off your next order. Discount code probably to opt in, something like that. Pretty straightforward. Again, it's a net 30 application. U.S. businesses only. Have to be in business for 90 days. No negative marks. No late payments. Easy approval. I don't know who they report to. Okay, and just one more last piece on CEO Creative is that upon a commercial credit poll, they are going to poll either Equifax, D&B, Experian, or CreditSafe for your application here to sign up for the Net 30. I don't know who they report to. Okay, next is Creative Analytics DC, and this is a digital marketing company, and I actually like this angle a lot. This is, I think, the only one that I know of that does this. Basically, they're a digital agency that offers, and they even call it Tier 1 too, Tier 1 business credit accounts, which is a newer business, and you're just starting out, you're going to need marketing, you're going to need a website, right? And they do everything from like basic WordPress stuff to advanced social media management, etc. So benefits here: no personal guarantor, no credit pull, no credit check on the personal side, and you can have actually up to $12,000. We're going to get into that in just a second. Must operate in the U.S., must have an EIN number, must have a DUNS number, has to be established for 30 days or more, no derogatory marks or delinquencies, and you have to, have enough ownership and be an authorized officer of the business. So you have to have, nobody can have more than like 25% is usually the rule of thumb. You have to have at least 75 or 50, something like that, right? They don't tell you where they report to. It just says that they report to all major credit bureaus. So I don't know, and I couldn't find it. So if you can find it for this or on CEO Creative, I'd love that in the comments section so I can update my data. But from what I could find, I couldn't see exactly where that was. We could probably just email them and ask. All right, so the two different options you've got is a purchasing charge account or Founders Circle Community. $79 annual fee versus $49 to $149 per month, no annual fee. So total balance is due on monthly statement. Monthly subscription is on auto pay. So that's how these two would actually report, right? And it types. So this is a limit up to $12,000. So initials monthly, $1,000 trade line reported. Essentials 6 month is $5,000. Mastermind monthly, $5,000 trade line reported. Mastermind 6 month is $12,000 reported. Here we've got a $1,000 initial credit limit issued upon approval, upgraded $2,000 to $11,000 with purchase of monthly digital service subscription. Pretty cool, right? And then what's the other thing I wanted to put here? I think that's it. They go into detail quite a bit in the FAQ for like the details of what you're buying and what you're getting. But yeah, I like that one. So I think we covered everything there. So next up, I talked earlier about Dun & Bradstreet. Well, they used to have something really interesting a couple years back, which is where they would actually put trade lines on your account. They would essentially report what you were paying them for this like quote unquote credit builder on your account. I don't know if they still do that, but they've got 3 products that they offer: Credit Builder, Builder Premium, and Credibility Concierge. So like super personable one-on-one kind of relationship there, right? And the main benefit to all of these, from what I can tell, and maybe I missed something, is that you can actually manually submit your payment histories to get them to report at all or to report faster. So that would be good because we don't want to completely cut off Dun & Brad. Dun & Brad reports to the SBFE, which is a huge data source that then goes out and gives that data back to American Express, Bank of America, etc. So they're all working together and ping-ponging back and forth data. So we do want to take the time to make sure that DMB is handled to a degree. So this would be one of those things to where I'm going to assume that their monthly payment is going to act as a trade line as well on your account. What I've heard is that it can take some time for it to get added. But what would be funny is if you submitted your own payment of a DMB account to them to get listed faster. Would that work? I don't know. So anyways, here's your 3 options there. That is, again, technically another credit builder, easy to get, and you could start doing that immediately, yeah? Next, we have Quill. I'm not going to show you that, but what can sometimes happen, and it just depends on how popular Quill gets, is like Quill used to be, can you imagine this? Like 3-4 years ago, Quill was the only guy really on the street, the only guy on the block offering this stuff. Thank God for innovation and competitive landscape, because it'd be horrible if this was the only one that still existed. I've ordered from Quill to build up trade lines and vendor accounts. They suck. Let me just be crystal clear about this. Orders are constantly getting messed up. Orders get rejected, won't accept this credit card, have to pay that credit card. Then they won't let you do bill me later sometimes, the first 2, 3, 4, 5 orders, because they're trying to get you to order a bunch of shit before they then start reporting it. So they know the game, they're playing the game. I don't like that, okay? So anyways, that's Quill. They report to DMB only, so like, why? Why even bother when we can go to another source like Crown and get way more mileage out of that and not have to deal with the games, yeah? Okay, Uline is the next one that I wanted to talk about. So EIN is required, no DUNS. They've got net 30. You might not get approved for it. It's basically an option on the under the payment as you're checking out. So there's like the payment page, check, bill me later. If it's going to work, if not, then come back, try it again. They report to DNB as well. So I just wanted to cover those 2 quickly because they're talked about in so many other videos, so many other times. Now let's wrap up with 2 really kind of odd ones, right? that have been in the space for a really long time as well. Which one is like, I don't know, maybe we call this like just like a marketing gimmick a little bit. And this is called monopolize your marketplace. Okay, so this is a true starter account. Here's the two options that you get right here. Is we got a quick start credit builder, 4 payments of $59, which it's weird. It's in one place it said 4 payments of $59, and in 1990, then 24 payments of $19.99. That's the longer term. Okay, so the short term is just 4 payments of $59.99 each. It gets reported to Credit Safe, just Credit Safe. That's it. And also, too, there's an initial $5 sign-up fee. Okay, 30 days from purchase of program. So that's the basic program. And it looks like it's just some digital download stuff, right? Then you got the long-term credit builder. Here it is. And that's 4 payments of $59.99, then 24 payments of $19.99. All gets reported. And again, just gets reported to Credit Safe. So if you really just wanted to knock out some data there and a data point, you've got that plus a $5 sign-up. Any other hidden stuff? No, but this is like you get some digital downloads and you get a webinar, vault access. I have no clue what's involved in that. But again, kind of a stranger product. Yeah, if you just want Credit Safe, that's got you covered. All right, lastly, I think this is the last one. Yes, it is Strategic Network Solutions, stnsol.com. Another kind of like weird one that's been around for a really long time and like was talked about years ago. So this is another true starter account. Requires a $60 plus initial purchase. You receive a $2,000 limit, net 30, and it reports to Credit Safe. You could manually add this to D&B just like you could with Monopolize Your Marketplace, which I just showed you. Especially if you bought their little builder account, you can manually submit these yourself to get them listed quicker. But there you go. There's 13 tier 1 starter accounts that you could get right now to show vendor action, vendor trade lines on your business credit report. Now, the whole reason why you'd want to do this is to not only start to get data being reported across all these major business credit agencies, but also too, if we think of like your Sam's Club, your Amazon Net 55, we've got to have somewhere in the 3 to 5 vendor range to get accounts like that. To get usually better limits and loans and SBA stuff, again, you want to have vendor accounts on there. Is that true for absolutely everybody? No. And there's ways around this, of course. But I'm just saying, in general, that's why you would want to target vendor accounts on this tier 1 at all. So there you go. Comment below if you've got some data that I missed, especially on the 2 where I didn't have reporting data, the Creative CEO, and I think there was one other. Comment below if you've got some data on that. I'd love it. Comment for the algos. You just, hey, great job. Thanks for the video, whatever. It all helps. Like the video as well. And if you're brand new here and you like this series that we're doing so far where we're giving you everything you need for building business credit, then subscribe, hit the bell notification, and follow this playlist. All right, see you, my friends.